Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Hello, one and all. Now, I am expecting something from Amazon. So, y'all know the drill. I hate to do it, but if my package come, um, we might have like a pause in between. As much as I love y'all, I can't be missing out on my Amazon. So, okay, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Okay. Um. Anyway, oh man, the anxiety of waiting for Amazon. There's nothing like it. Hello, Connie Bomber, Sherry Ware, Elaine Parker. Hello to Black Queen, Marine Reed, um, Ray Raquel, Verta Sanchez. Hello. Um, also, per criticism from the comment section, I have to spend about the first 21 minutes talking about myself because somebody timed it. I didn't know I was that interesting, but apparently, someone said that I spent like the first 20. I spent the first 25 minutes of Royal Sussex talking about myself. I'm like, really? Oh, okay. So I guess today, just to be defiant, I'm going to have to go. Hi, Nash Singby. I'm going to have, hey, Joan Garcia, Sonia Johnson, Veronica Quick, Annie Bennett. Hello, Mad World. I'm going to have to go 22 minutes nonstop talking about myself. I just wish I had a good 5 minutes of me to talk about. I mean, I'm pretty boring, but since the pandemic, I have spent more time in my pajamas than Hugh Hefner. So I hate to think that anybody think I'm that interesting, but okay, I got to find something to talk about though. So I've already talked about Amazon. Woo! I've already talked about Amazon, so I'll think of something. Hello, Lucy Wen. Angela One Love, Gwendolyn Daniels, Fancy Fancy, Sherry Ware, and Sani W. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Elaine Patterson, hello. I don't think I have a good 5 minutes of me to talk about unless I talk about Europe. Now that's a good way to fill up the afternoon, isn't it? Don't get me started. By the way, you guys, didn't I promise another Europe video and I haven't done it yet? Um, but I'll get around to it. As a matter of fact, I had started on it, but then something happened. I think it was called Harry's book. Yeah, Harry's book happened. This happened. And when this happened, I mean, to heck with a travel video, right? So I'll get around to it. Let's see. Try talking about your Europe experience, Mandy Thrall. It doesn't take much to get that out of me. And Church Nelly is such a huge fan of my tales of Europe. So, Speaking of tails, Church Nelly, did you apologize to um, Petal for your indiscretion? Oh, that was bad. That was bad. I felt horrible. I'm like, oh no. But anyway, I think we have it all sorted, right? So don't let me get started with that again. Avenise Charles, hello. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let me see here. Gorgeous Harry. Love this picture. Yeah, right. Harry looks amazing. Harry looks amazing. Harry is the king. He is just, anyway, let me get into it because otherwise, you know what happens that first 21 minutes. You know what happens that first 21 minutes, so let me get into it. And by the way, thank you, moderators, for eliminating those nasty comments about me. Although I get such a kick out of them, but thank you so much for eliminating those comments. It's obviously derangers that don't actually watch Royal Sussex. But that doesn't stop them from being hypercritical. It's like if I was a moderator on a morning chat show for women that was created by someone who couldn't pronounce their W's or W's. Um, they couldn't pronounce their W's or W's. Anyway, it's like if I was a moderator on one of those morning shows for ladies and I had something critical to say about, I don't know, a royal princess, but I didn't actually watch or should I say, listen to the podcast, it'd be kind of in that vein, wouldn't it? I'm not being sarcastic, am I? Of course I am. Uh, Thank you so much, Elaine Parker. Thank you for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Friday to you. Greatly appreciated, and thank you so much for being here. And as Sherry and Sade would say, thank you for clicking on my channel. I'm in a good mood today. I'm not at liberty to say, but I'm in a very good mood. But some things are just best left personal. You know what I mean? Audrey Teschner, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you for watching Royal Sussex and happy Friday to you. Also, Alma Andrews, thank you for the super sticker and thank you for watching Royal Sussex and happy Friday to you. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you both for being here. I'm so happy. All right, so the king. I looked at the side by side. You guys may have noticed. Oh, how's my timing? Darn it, that's 12 minutes. I meant to go 22. But anyway, uh now I have a complex. Oh, Claire Kane is here. Claire posted a video yesterday and I haven't watched it yet, but I promise I will. Let me see. Okay. So Prince Harry's book, The Spare, is already like number one. It has reached bestsellers list, all that stuff. It, I believe, it crashed a couple of the sites that you could order. People were confused because they weren't sure that their orders went through. But within that first hour, I mean, people were like trying to get those books ordered, and it overwhelmed a lot of the book services. So, well, anyway, so yesterday some of the squatties were doing a comparison. Now, of course, you have to recognize that that is not a book about Prince William. That is a book, or should I say, a Sunday magazine, which was actually, I guess, they interviewed friends of Williams or close colleagues or whatever. But anyway, I would imagine that they had consent from Kensington Palace to, I guess, tell you how strongly they feel about Prince William. I guess that's the case, if that is what happened. I don't know 100% because I didn't bother to look at the story itself. So It says, "What makes Prince William tick?" Let me see. Oh gosh, I can barely see that. Let me see. By his closest friends. Okay, that's what it says. What makes Prince William tick by some of his closest friends. And so they have this very stately image of him with his black uniform on. This is the one that that Harry and William wore for the Sussex wedding, and he's got the gold braid and all that kind of stuff. So it's a very lovely uniform. You can see the nice tunic with all the details, and he's wearing a hat to cover up his head. And yes, and he's doing that direct gaze into the camera. The thing is, it takes all of that to make him look grand. Whereas there's Harry, like in your face, wearing, we still don't know what um that charm is that he wears on that very modest I guess you can call it a necklace that he's wearing. And of course, a t-shirt. Very simple, very simple. But yet, given the limitations of the visuals in that image, he looks more the king than that other person on the screen there. Always has and always will. Thank you so much for the super chat. I am a new member. I love your voice and happy Friday, y'all. Thank you so much, Whoopi Rock One. Thank you, and thank you so much for being here. And thank you very much for the super chat, and of course for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Friday to you. Oh, that's lovely. Somebody new to the channel. I love it. Um, so yeah, that's how I felt. I looked at the two photos side by side, and I just said to myself, uh-oh, you guys, wait. 10 stops away right now. Please give driver at least 6 feet of space. If you've seen my usual people that deliver, 6 feet, a couple of armed Pinkerton guards, and hopefully one of them are retired special forces. Yeah, you could have all the space you want. As a matter of fact, you can have all the mouthwash that I could give you and a few breath mints. I mean, you got to see some of these people that deliver in this neighborhood. I swear some of them look like they've done time. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. That is not true. They're lovely kids, and I try to remember, or at least I try to catch them so that I can tip them $5 because it's a lot of work that they do, and they don't get paid nearly enough for their efforts. And anyway, I try to make sure that I pay it forward. So they're lovely. I'm just kidding. Okay. So that is the way I felt about these two. And then of course there's the Harry from the Queen's lying in state. Is there anything else that we need to say about that image of Harry, that moment for Harry that has not already been said? Harry, I'm almost embarrassed at how many times a day I say Harry. However, I can't be embarrassed because as we saw on the show The Talk, oh gosh, I'm so sorry I can't remember her name, but I want to say it, but then I know that's not the right name. But she the one that Sharon Osbourne clashed with. Um the one that caused Sharon to have the meltdown when she thought that she was thinking what Sharon probably is, and she had that meltdown. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is she spoke about him in such a loving, generous manner when she said what so many of us who remember the day he was born has said. Cheryl Underwood, thank you so much, Gwendolyn Daniels, and Reba Henderson, and Black Queen, and Marie Reed. Yes, I don't know why I always forget her name, but and I'm looking at her face in my mind's eye. But she said, I remember him from a child, and I feel like I need to. What did she say? Protect her, whatever it is she said. But it was that protective spirit that she wants to envelop him with. Now, I'm very disappointed. I didn't save any of that to share with you guys from that little semicircle of panelists, but the one African American gentleman, I don't know who he was, and he started saying, well, I mean, if the book doesn't have the perspective from the other side of the family or the rest of the family, then it's probably not on my reading list. I'm sure that's one of several things that we would probably assume that you're not going to pay attention to. Obvious, because the royal family has access to the American airwaves uh, better than that of the president of the United States. They have no trouble. There's not an issue with them having their story told, and it's the Sussexes that can barely get a word in edgewise. Now, they love to talk about them, but they don't speak kindly of them as often as they should. And then, even more so, you hear they might pay some compliment or acknowledgement only to follow up with some kind of snarky comment that is so misplaced and unnecessary that it really undermines the whole point of bringing them up in the first place. And so I think that I don't want to say think, that's the wrong word. I know that that's the reason why so many of us have been struggling with Whoopi Goldberg's comment, is because if not for the fact that the View seems to have cut the Sussexes adrift and barely mentioned them in any kind of way, and least of all when they do, they show little or no protection for this American born princess of the realm, then of course we have to give the side eye. We have to exercise a great deal of skepticism when we watch these shows, because it is usually um, no protection, no cover, no consideration. It is just more of the same. It's the talking points that seem to come directly from the palace. And we're sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick! We're sick of it. So that is one of the reasons why we get caught up in our feelings. And I'm not embarrassed to say that I do, and I feel like I should, because I am very disappointed with the American media. It is no reason in the world except the fact that so much of our legacy media has been infiltrated by these sycophants from Narnia. Like, for instance, I I looked at a CNN story yesterday. Now, mind you, I don't watch CNN. I pretty much have given up on legacy media, but it was someone's sharing it on Twitter that brought it to my attention. And so I'm hearing this lady speaking about Harry's book, and she waged a better explanation and even a slight defense for Harry, more so than someone who spent a great deal of time with Harry. And you guys know who I'm talking about. As soon as I heard her introduce Max Foster, I dropped my head. I'm like, oh God, because I knew what was coming next. Max Foster, in so many words, said, well, it's his story, it's his words. In other words, the tone was, you shouldn't take anything Harry says as the truth. As soon as I heard her say Max Foster, I had a physical reaction. That happens so many times. And Max Foster, there's so many times when you look at an old story about Harry, where like when he came to the US and went to the Capitol, he went to Arlington National, and who's covering the story? Max Foster. Yet Max Foster had somewhat of a hatchet job against the Sussexes, the Duchess of Sussex in particular, not long ago. So this is what I say, or why I say there's so many times that our American media that we grew up with seems to be inundated with these voices from the Fleet Street, from the British media, from the tabloid media. And I never have in my life have paid as much attention to the amount of, or should I say, the names of journalists that write these stories as I have lately. And it's something that I've been forced to do because you have to wonder. Well, it's like this: you read an article, you barely notice who wrote the article, right? At least that was in the past. But nowadays, it's the first thing I look at: the title, the author or the writer, and then, of course, the story. And before, I would just go straight into the story and didn't pay much attention to that. But you realize that as you read through a story about the Sussexes, it gets a little nastier, a little more paranoid, and of course, my favorite word, snarky. And then you realize that the person who's written this story is someone from that institution, or should I say, someone who seems to do the bidding of the institution of the firm that has written that story. So, I was hoping that when the Sussexes came stateside and that they would settle in, that after a certain period of time, that my work would be obsolete, that I would have little to talk about most days. But that's not the case. It is, oh man, it's like trying to empty the sea with a Dixie cup. But again, as I always say, the enemy wants you to become exhausted and frustrated and give up. Okay, so Sharon Marcia Lawrence Hunter says, I was so disappointed in ABC. It took them 24 hours to record, and Harry booked the spare. But yesterday, as the book was announced, CBS and Gail, they reported on the morning show, but ABC and NBC skipped it. Really? Okay. Now I saw bits of it, but I didn't see it on their morning shows. What I saw was like their, YouTube or cable, like those like kind of third rate channels that they have, like those just to keep a 24-hour presence. I've seen a bit of it there. So, but yeah, I didn't see like the morning crew speak about it any place but on CBS. So I'm not saying that I know for sure that that didn't happen. It just seems like that's where I noticed it. So well, that is frustrating. It really is, because Meghan is home. This is home for her. This is her place of birth. And I do believe that some of the people are actually very proud for her, but yet they are contractually obligated to use the talking points that are handed to them, whether or not they know better. And I'm not going to excuse them for knowing better and still saying these nasty, terrible things. It's very painful. It is very painful, and I just don't like it. So, Baron, Whoopi was at it again, attacking Kerry Washington, who was there to promote new show Reasonable Doubt on Hulu, Whoopi was uh, disagreed rudely that it wasn't hard for women to juggle career and family. Oh, Whoopi, is she scheduled to do another contract soon? It's just what I said. It's just the wrong format for Whoopi. Whoopi needs to be in a podcast like situation, because I think that she's driving people away from the view. I mean, there's a nice chunk of the population that just doesn't watch it anymore. And maybe that's what the thing is that they are struggling to keep a certain demographic. I mean, they do surveys all the time to see who's watching their show, and they will pander the conversation toward the people that are watching. So, oh, I'm Black Queen. I'm so disappointed to hear that, but I'm gonna go and watch it because I don't want to do what Whoopi has done and be accused of having an opinion and not actually viewing it. So I am going to go into um the thick of it so I can see it for myself, and and then I'm going to give a more informed response to it. But I take you at your word right now that because I know how Whoopi is. I know how she is, and there are times that she really frustrates and disappoints me. And I don't know. It just seems like she's so determined sometimes to tell people what and how to do things, like she did with Monique, and I've have some problems with Monique's situation, good and bad. I have problems with that, but I still will be fair enough to say that Whoopi went just a little, actually not a little too far, went a lot too far with Monique. So I guess this is her thing now. Maybe she's just turning into a mean old lady. Maybe that's how. And then someone used the word menopause the other day, and I'm just like, I don't know what Whoopi's deal is. I know that she's, like I said, I know she's had her health challenges, and I just don't want to give her a free pass for that reason alone, because this is something that she's been doing for so long. The Whoopi response, where she seems frustrated, and she just got to get this off her chest, and it always to me comes out the worst way. So thank you, Black Queen. Max Foster, also, and thank you for the super chat. Max Foster is nothing, as many of them do. A hack job has been for decades. He's as biased, opinionated, and disrespectful when his hurtful words what is that frog spawn into vitriol or in vitro of our faves. I hated him forever. I can understand that. Now, I'm going to tell you. Max Foster interviewed the Queen of Denmark, and she said something to him, and I'm going to see if I can find that if I remember. But she said something to him about her private life, and his first response was very typical British royal family. And he's like, "Oh, you mean in order to maintain the mystique?" And she said, "No, it's not about a mystique." She said that I and my family need to be free to be ourselves away from cameras at some parts of the day. We can't always be on display. And so, you know what? I don't like the stuff with her taking those titles away from the kids like that, and I will never agree with that. But she cut off Max Foster, and she said no. She said it has to do with maintaining some normalcy away from the cameras. his thing is, oh, that mystique, like the British family. No, she's not talking about no trying to maintain no mystique. Her thing is, we need to feel like real people away from the cameras. We can't always be on display. We can't always represent the crown in our downtime, in our private hours, in our private spaces. And so it was just interesting that he is speaking with that whole hoity-toity fantasy like fairy tale stuff, and she just cut him off at the knees and said, no, that's not it, I'm not talking about that. And I thought that was really interesting, and it was very telling about his attitude, to, and I guess that um kind of cult like privilege of being in the spaces that he's in and being with the people that he's with, probably governs his thoughts, or his words, his way of reporting. Angela R, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Friday to you. Thank you so much. Hi, Anna Espinoza. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, I am scrolling as far down as possible. Okay, so let's move on, shall we? Who's the king? Who's the king? Look at that image there. Look at the droopy shoulders on the right side. Oh God, I got to do my royal duty. Compared to Harry, the king. Who's the king in this photo? Who is the king? I say it's the guy in the uniform on the left. Everybody in that photo is looking at the guy on the left. That's the king, not the other person with the poor posture. The future head of the military, the future head of the church. Who's the king in that photo? Who's always the king? Who's the king? He may be a future sovereign, but he'll never be a king. Sorry, that's just not going to happen. God, he must be insecure. I mean, I almost feel sorry for him because he's so pathetic. Who's the king? That's the king. Period. Period. Derangers, if you're listening, those who wake up in the morning just for the sake of finding something or somebody to hate, there's your king right there. As they say, straight out of Central Casting. Straight out of Central Casting. That's your king. That's your king. When they tried to belittle him and tried to embarrass him, what happened? It looked like they were there to protect him. Oh, man. That's your king right there. That's nobody's spare. That's the king. They cast him as a spare, but that's the king. Head and shoulders above everybody else in that family. And that's just how I feel about it. I mean, as I was prepping, I said to myself, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm not going to pretend like September did not happen, because it did happen. And it made the rest of them look so small. So small. And the odd thing is, I don't even think Harry is physically taller than Timothy Lawrence or his brother, but yet there he is, head and shoulders above the rest. That's your king. Super chat from Jocelyn Young. Hello, squatties, Baron, Church Nelly, Cookies and Cream. These clowns in Palace think that they can bully Harry into submission. I pre ordered my copy. Can't wait for the Sussex party. Let me see. Your champagne is on ice? Yes, she's got her. All right. Jocelyn Young has champagne on ice. The book is pre ordered. You're all set. Thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Friday to you. Yeah, well, as I say, that's your king right there. The more I think about it, the more I just see it that way. And that's all to it. I can't see anything else. A born leader. And yet, with all of the insults and the put downs and such, where they try to insinuate that Harry um, doesn't have any license over his own life, I think it's the total opposite. It's the other one that doesn't really have. Harry has plenty. He has plenty going for him, and he has a full and complete life. He's not constantly running on vacation after doing 2 or 3 outings. I mean, literally, right now, the others are on vacation. Oh, man, it's too easy. I almost forgot about this photo. Look, look, look. What do you see there? What? What do you see? You see the king. And he makes those uniforms look frumpy. Sadly enough, Anne looks more, legitimate in the uniforms than the rest of the people. And then there's the king. I just found this photo. I had never seen it before, but oh my God, do I love it. I love it. And so I just added a little caption there just to make it official. Just to make it official. And to think that they tried to embarrass him, they tried to humiliate them, and to everybody in the world, they looked absolutely pathetic. They only embarrassed themselves. They looked absolutely pathetic. Oh man, this is too easy. This is just too easy. And then, of course, there's all the languages where you can find the book. I'm just going to call it the book. You can find the spare in all of those languages. This is going to be like one of the biggest literary events in a long, long time. And I am here for it. I cannot wait. I am here for it. Every day is going to be like Christmas in anticipation of this book. His eyes shine light in that pic. Exactly, Audrey Teschner. And thank you so much for the super chat. Um, it's absolutely brilliant. And then they tried to diminish the book cover by pointing out all the other people that have a similar pose. I don't see a connection. I don't see a connection. I saw all those books side by side, but I only saw one king. I only saw the one. The one. Very sad. And this is going to be very tense to watch the arrival of the book, because I'm sure that they're going to do their best to try to diminish the book before it gets here, but it will be for nothing. They're falling over themselves trying to figure out what's in the book. What is he going to say? Is this going to destroy the royal family? Is this going to destroy the royal family? Harry speaking his truth? I think not. I think not. Official Lauren Brown, thank you so much for the super sticker. And happy Friday to you. And you guys, don't forget, Lauren Brown also has a Sussex friendly channel. So unless you guys forget that there are other platforms available. So if you guys find it difficult to get through that first 21 minutes of me talking only about myself, Annie Bennett's 5 months membership. Thank you so much, Annie Bennett. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. But yes, if you guys find it difficult to get through that first 21 minutes of me talking about Europe, well, I'm not afraid to say that there are quality alternatives out there. Thank you so much, Lauren. Uh, let's see. Oh, Black Queen says, Baron, I saw an article stating Judy Dench admitted that she can't see to read or write. Her partner have to cut her food and feed her. Who wrote the letter? You know what, Annie Bennett, I have been aware of her visual issues for quite some time. She has, what is that where you can't see the middle? It's like there's a blank spot in the middle, but she can only have that peripheral view. Oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah. So she has been struggling with her vision for quite some time. And I you know, she has a remarkable memory, as to do her work. And I've also seen her solve riddles and stuff with her grandson. So her mind is very sharp. Her mind is very sharp, but she likely did not write the letter herself. She may have dictated it to someone or whatever, but um, it's unfortunate that her world is slowly going dark, and being in that position is very interesting. That that she would you know find the time to do something like that. But I guess once they give you those, what is she, a dame of the empire? I guess when you get something like that, then you are obliged to do their bidding, and that's why it's always unfortunate that people have those, because oh well, they feel that they have to do certain things. So yeah, yeah, but I was aware of that. And so but she functions very well. But yeah, she does have problems with her vision. So but yeah, thank you for sharing that. And it does raise a lot of questions about how motivated she was herself to attach her name to something like that, or did someone push that for her? So yeah, it leaves a lot, and I'm being very careful with my words so I don't sound insensitive. But oh, Judy Dench, what were you thinking? What were your people thinking, whoever works for you? But yeah, it is too bad. She ought to just but okay, I'll just say one thing, just one thing. I guess it explains why she was so up close. Okay, I'm done. All right. So other people may have found it difficult, but not for her. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you so much for updating us on that information, because I didn't mention it before, because I just assumed that most people knew about that. But yeah, that is what happened. Uh what is that? Rest in peace, who? Who's resting in peace? Oh, Princess Diana. I got it. Thank you so much. Sorry about that, Luli. Okay. Oh, and let's see here. The Greenix. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And also thank you for being a member. Um, yeah, it explains a lot. All right, so I'm moving on. Kim Peaches, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciated. And also, I received a PayPal. I won't say the name, but thank you ever so much for being so supportive to Royal Sussex, and also have been very supportive to Royal Sussex for quite some time. So thank you, PayPal person, for the anyway, and for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, so let's move on, shall we? I'm told that both William and Kate pay a very active interest in how their events are covered. A lot of prep work goes into is going to be perceived how it looks. Um, and that was what Rihanna Mills said at Sky News, is that they are well, okay, Kaiser wrote about this today. Now, these are not the photos that Kaiser selected, but me being as shady as I am, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to use those." Prince William and Kate take an active interest in the prep work and optics of their events. Well, that explains a lot. Doesn't that explain everything? Doesn't that, I mean, isn't that just the cat's meow? That is why everything is so bonkers, because much like our former president, they seem to think their decision is the best informed decision on most occasions, when nothing could be further from the truth. Representation matters, and it matters a lot. And so, like for instance, uh, Diamond Blue is showing representation. Diamond Blue 24. Thank you so much for the super sticker, like that segue, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And we have a super chat from Pomerose 71. The images are clear. Who has respect for the uniform and who cosplaying? Wearing that uniform is serious business, and when there's no respect for it, it will show in the disposition of the wearer. Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? Let's go back to that, because that is a very, very important point. And in real time, I want people to see exactly what you're talking about. Let's do that side by side. There you go. There you go. The glum look, not because of mourning, but that's the usual demeanor, is that very glum look, like he's got a train to catch. Well, in his case, like he has a private jet to catch. And even though his uniform indicates that he is more decorated and higher ranking, because if what I'm told is correct, they told Harry to hold back in the military because we don't want you to outrank your brother. After all, you're the spare. Remember that, you're the spare. But yeah, it makes so much sense when you are just wearing a uniform, or should I say, when you are wearing the uniform and when the uniform is wearing you. Big difference. Very big difference. Thank you so much, Pomerose, and I'm glad that I was able to share that um, before we got too far along. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so again, this will explain so much. Oh, and Pomerose, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And then there's this. There is the reason. Oh, sorry about that. There is a reason why representation matters. Take a look at it. That is what I have referred to as the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. which is a coded way for me to explain to people my childhood watching Sunday morning television and seeing the Mormon choir, which seemed to lack any African American faces. So this reminds me of my youth when I would see the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. And but there is one person of color who is the driver back there by the door, not even lined with the rest of them. The reason why he's not in alignment is because he's not supposed to be there. They just brought him in to try to make it look as though they actually have some type of diversity there. Nothing could be further from the truth. There is a lack of diversity, and this photo is not helping their case. And the reason why it doesn't help their case is because stuff like this happens. All right, so here you have this. Um, Peter Hunt says, quite a feat to airbrush out your father and son. Prince Philip and Prince Harry were previous incumbents and merits no mention. In other words, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to, I meant to have one of these on the side for myself to look at, but His Majesty the King is announced as the Captain General, Royal Marines on the 358th anniversary of the Corps rather. And His Majesty the King will serve as the ceremonial head of the Royal Marines, taking on the role of Captain General. The announcement comes. Oh, wait a minute. I just read that one. I'm sorry. Should be on the next line. Which was formed on the 28th of October, 1664, during the reign of Charles II. So maybe that's why, because his name is Charles, blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, widely acknowledged as one of the world's elite fighting forces, the Royal Marine Commandos are the amphibious troops of the Royal Navy, and they are deployed across the globe, especially if you consider that, let me see, 1664. What was happening back in those days? Oh, yeah, colonization. Yeah, okay, he could have that title. As specialists in combat in extreme climates, serving on the most dangerous operations under the most challenging conditions, which doesn't describe Prince Charles, but okay. The appointment of the ceremonial head of the Royal Marines has historically been held by the monarch, including the king's grandfather and great grandfather, right? In the personal message to the Marines as they mark their 358th birthday, the king said, King Chuck, in the blue it says, King Chuck, the turd, of course, is so lucky to have a Daily Fail editor and let me see, and Clive Alderton to put his lack of class and pettiness and entitlement on paper. So essentially, he has cut out his father and his grandson. I mean, and his son. This makes no mention of them. It is the greatest possible pleasure to assure the role of your Captain General. I am exceptionally proud to follow in the footsteps of so many members of my family over the last 3 decades and a half centuries, all of whom held the role with a deep sense of admiration. Again, no mention of his father or of his son. So, uh, as I said, pettiness on full display. All right, next. Oh, wait. Oh, you know what? Look at it. I actually cropped this and put it here so that I could see it without having to stretch the image. And I forgot I put it there. Oh, man. Never mind. Okay, so you got to hear this. Be prepared to adjust your sound. No, not that. Okay, so here, lest we forget, he's the spare. We don't need him. someone actually said that recently, and I'll let you hear it for yourself. Okay?
Monarchy. A much smaller monarchy would be a good thing. I think, remember on Queen's Jubilee on the balcony, there was the Queen, Prince Philip was absent because of illness.
Oh, sorry, it buffered. Let's try that again. It just buffered.
Jubilee on the balcony, there was the Queen, Prince Philip was absent because of illness. There was the Queen, but he would have been there. So let's give for the sake of argument. The Queen, Prince Philip, Harry, Charles, Camilla, Harry, William, and Kate. That was it. And I think that's enough, isn't it? You think even ditch Harry?
I do. He's the spare. We don't need him.
Yeah, one more time. One more time. I hope it doesn't buffer again. Oh, gosh, hold on.
A much smaller monarchy would be a good thing. I think, remember on the Queen's Jubilee on the balcony, there was the Queen, Prince Philip was because of illness. There was the Queen, but he would have been there. So let's include him for the sake of argument. The Queen, Prince Philip, Harry, Charles, Camilla, Harry, William, and Kate. That was it. And I think that's enough, isn't it? You think even ditch Harry?
I do. He's the spare. We don't need him.
A much smaller monarchy would.
Okay, they went there. Now, when you hear her go, when she does that little silly laugh, that is the face that you see in the bottom right corner. That was her response, was yeah, she thought it was humorous. So I don't have the exact date of this call. I don't know if it was, oh yeah, I guess it is about his memoirs. Well, at the time of, well, not too, far ago, because obviously they did mention the Jubilee. However, I don't have the exact date for this, but of course the squad loves to pull out receipts. And so some channels, I mean some of the Twitter accounts that seem very personal, or if a person has their personal photo, I prefer to cover up their names. So that is when you see those red boxes like that. I just don't want people's boxes, or should I say their Twitter accounts, to be inundated with a bunch of haters who may be watching Royal Sussex. So that's why I do that. So if they are determined to know who is speaking up or speaking out for the Sussexes, then, go through the trouble yourself. Hello, B10 Pal. I am very well. Thank you so much for being here. And happy Friday to you. Okay. Tired woman. Oh, man. Okay. Well, yeah, I think that in the let me see. Harry has been gone close to 3 years. If they do need him, he is gone. Oh. Uh-oh. Let me see, you guys. Let me see if I think they may have just delivered my package. I don't want the porch pirates to get me. Oh, sorry guys, but I just want to make sure. Now I'm looking at the map. I mean, they literally should be right here, but oh well. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Let me see. So there's this. Royals dreading Harry's raw and unflinching book. Well, you know what? Yeah, they are nervous about the book, I'm sure. But if you look on the right side there, haven't they had worse crises to deal with? And what did they do? They cut a check of taxpayer money. They just cut a check. They literally used the taxpayer funding to cut a check to make this go away. Oh, you know I will, B10. Oh, you know I will. If Harry is the spare, then why be upset when he is living his own life? Exactly. Now, I saw one hater say, well, Harry hasn't been the spare since George was born. George is not capable of ruling. So if Charles is not there, right? And if William is not there, then who is the obvious regent? Who would be the obvious regent? I mean, at the very least, they would have to ask Harry to perform his duty of being a regent. And maybe that's what makes them nervous and want to remove him from the whatever affairs of state title. But he is, you know, very close to the top in line for the throne. And while it's not likely he would ever, you know, fulfill that role, even though he's better capable than the rest of them. Um, oh, by the way, being 10 pound, 10 months. Thank you so much for being a member for 10 months. Yeah, so they've had worse crises. I think that this is just the tabloid press trying to get as much clickbait as possible. All right, you guys, don't forget to vote. Vote often, vote early, vote often, just like the 1960 presidential election. Cook County, Chicago, where even dead people voted. Well, you don't even have to cheat. You can do it up to 25 times a day. Excuse me. And then you can do it again the next day. So this way we can make sure that our Duchess receives the People's Choice Award. So do it, do it, do it. Oh, when you get invited to the first Diwali at the White House and the invite says business, you know all your friends are going to disregard this entirely. So you pull it down. So you choose a one-of-a-kind couture piece. Thank you, Colton Haynes, for snapping me in this what is this? Posterity? Yeah, posterity. Okay. Anyway, Gina Gavangar, very, very dear friend of the Duchess of Sussex. As a matter of fact, they mistakenly thought she was someone else when she was driving with the Sussexes. Well, check this out. Bam! That's what she wore to the White House. Well, at least that's what she said she chose for that first lighting event at the White House. I didn't see the pics anyplace else, so I just know this is the outfit that she posted yesterday, I think it was. But very, very couture, very couture. I mean, I don't know if she actually wore that to the White House or if she was just having fun. I don't know, but I saw a video where she just kind of scanned over it with the camera, and the details are so rich and sumptuous. Anyway, love her for her constant defense and standing up for the Sussexes. Sunak to skip COP27 climate summit. Our new PM, Rishi Sunak, is not going to attend COP27 in Egypt, and the Tories have been under investigation and trying to sell off the NHS for decades. Well, same here in the United States. George Bush II Jr. was trying to privatize Social Security. It's what conservatives do. The way conservatives try to get rid of these social safety nets is by accusing anyone who believes in them as being a communist or a socialist. So I just don't want anybody to think I'm just picking on Britain, because this is a Western industrialized civilization. Illness is the conservatives running rampant ripping and tearing up every social safety net that we have. The NHS can work. All it needs is good management. Low income housing can work. All it needs is proper management. They like to mismanage things and then say, see there, it doesn't work. So that's why we need to privatize. Don't fall for the okey doke. You know, I was celebrating the fact that there is finally some very obvious diversity at number 10. Very soon, I'm just going to have to take it back because he is turning out to be as big a jerk as the last couple of people that were there. While we're on the subject, take a look at this. UK production falls off cliff. Anyone knows what happened in 2016? I'll tell you what happened. Theresa May, followed by Boris Johnson. That's what happened in 2016. And look at where British car production is today. Look at where it is today. It's not like people have stopped buying automobiles, but look at where car production is today. Startling, isn't it? Conservatives, they will make you poor while they enrich themselves and their friends. And so right here, I didn't do this graphic, but someone put Fubber Island. Now Britain, because of Brexit, is truly an island adrift by itself, and that is because of Brexit. While other people are flourishing under the cooperation of whatever treaties and agreements that apply, Britain is so independent and so alone that it is wreaking havoc for the working class people and making life so much worse for the poor. I don't know if that was the goal, but it's the outcome. And so, as you can see there, when it comes to Brexit, that is what they promised, but the Brexit reality is something completely different. And then here you have it. How Britain won the global car war. It wasn't so long ago in 2012, the surprise renaissance of the nation's car makers shows British industry the road ahead. And then that same reporter, see there, Jeremy Warner, that same reporter, Britain cannot afford to lose its once great car industry again. So things were getting better before they got worse again. Make that make sense. You need durable goods. You need durable goods to have a thriving economy. You don't have it without durable goods. Whether it's a refrigerator, washing machine, dryer, air conditioners, you need appliances, you need industrial equipment, you need cars in order to save the economy. Britain really is in trouble. And I'm not, being funny or flippant when I say that. There is truly a problem. The canary in the mine, I think, well, at least one of those things that you could say is the canary in the mine. Just look at the car industry. What are they doing? So, as people have been saying, there's a great need for an election. Okay, let me cleanse my palate so I can get into this one right here, because this one right here, oh boy. Okay, sorry. I was just taking a peek to see if my package was out there. All right, so today host Carl Stefanovic and Allison Langdon couldn't help but laugh at the title of Prince Harry's upcoming memoir, Spare. On Friday, Stefanovic was also joined on air by his toddler daughter, Harper. The Sussex squad, we don't get involved with people's kids. But, I mean, it was in the papers. It was literally in the papers. It was broadcast on television. So one of the squaddies said, "Yo, Carl, you should think twice before putting your toddler daughter in front of the world while you are mocking our Duchess Meghan in front of your daughter. Don't worry, because the Sussex squad won't mock your daughter. We are not bad people, but you are a terrible dad. Keep on laughing. You're a bully enabler." And then someone else commented, and she looks embarrassed enough that her dad, that her dad, as it is, imagine having such a hateful, misogynistic racist as your father. It is really sad. It is really sad. But there's a reason. There's a reason why. There's always a reason. This is not without reason. This solves a lot of problems for him because he's in trouble. He's in trouble, and I mentioned it before. Take a look at this. Carl Stefanovic and Alison Langdon laugh at the title of Prince Harry's tell-all memoir, Spare, a reference to being behind his brother William in the line of succession. But what about on the right side where it says allegations? Assault allegations, alleged allegations, as in alleged. Police investigating claims made against Carl Stefanovic. Do tell. Don't worry, I will. Carl Stefanovic investigated by police over alleged assault at Cancer Charity Gala. The 48-year-old is accused of touching a waiter at a cancer fundraiser. Remember, this is alleged. Queensland police are investigating a report regarding the alleged assault of a man at the Newstead business during an event on Saturday, August 20th. And a spokesman said, "And investigations are ongoing. It would be inappropriate to comment further. Stefanovic and the Nine Network are yet to respond to a request for comment." Okay, let me go to that one more time. Report. Queensland police are investigating a report regarding the alleged assault of a man at the Newstead. So, again, having Harper sitting on Daddy's lap to remind you that Daddy is capable of starting a family or having a family. You get what I'm saying? I think that that's the reason why Harper is at work, is so that in case that case goes any further, possibly, then we can use this as cover. What a pig. I mean, it's just so obvious. It's so obvious what he's doing. He is literally taking cover. That's what he's doing. I mean, it's just so obvious. What do you guys see that too, or am I the only one? Yeah, it's just so. Oh, I couldn't be like that. I'll bring her to work with me so people can see that that probably didn't happen. It was just a misunderstanding. It was just a misunderstanding. If I was a betting person, and I usually don't, I would almost guarantee you that somebody's taking cover right now. That's what I see. Yep, Father of the Year. Somebody is taking cover. How disgusting. Karl Stefanovic has been accused of touching a male waiter at a charity event he attended in Brisbane with wife Jasmine. Queensland police said they were investigating a report of an alleged assault on a man at the Riverside suburb in Brisbane during a function on August 20th. Queensland police are investigating, remember, all of this is alleged, are investigating a report regarding the alleged assault of a man at the Newstead business during an event on Saturday, August 20th, police said, featuring Father of the Year. Well, he just learned a good lesson from his idols, the Cambridges, about how to bring your children to get you out of trouble. Thank you, Mercedes Todd. That does seem to be the lesson. Aha, thank you. And that's exactly who I was thinking of when I was reading this. I'm just like, oh, that sounds like the guy that crashed the Queen's Lion and State. This literally looks like an old Phil and Holly, if you ask me. That reminds me of Phil and Holly, those two. And look at her. Doesn't it look like she has secrets that she knows? I'm talking about his co-host, Allison Langdon. Doesn't it look like she's holding all his secrets? Maybe, allegedly, possibly. Oh, what a twisted web we weave when first we practice to deceive. So, yeah, there you have it. There you have it. You guys, I don't give a rat's behind about Karl Stefanovic. I don't care about him. And I wouldn't even be talking about him if he wasn't so rude to the Sussexes. And sometimes he just sits up there and laughs and mocks and makes fun of them, and everything is such a big joke. Well, you know what? When he was away in London covering the Queen's funeral, believe it or not, he was told while he was traveling to the UK, that's when he found out that he was in trouble. And so they were waiting for him when he got home because they wanted to talk to him. So as you can see on the left side, I believe that's him at the airport arriving back in Australia. And there he is in the middle pretending and having fun like he's actually locked up. All I can say is just wait. And then on the right side, there's another grinning, laughing, ha, 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 ha. This is the funniest thing ever photo of Stefanovic. So, yep, won't be laughing for long, I'm sure. Hello. Uh-oh, there we go. So there you have Medea. Hi, Medea. You guys, if there's anything in this world that I'm certain of, I'm certain that the sun is going to rise in the morning. And I'm also very sure that Medea is huge fans of the Sussexes. And so is Medea's nephew, Tyler Perry. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I got these mixed up. They're not in order. How did I do that? Okay, I'll come back to that one. Someone actually posted on Twitter, perhaps someone should look into the reason the Sussexes were asked to vacate Tyler Perry's mansion in Beverly Hills. It's believed Tyler Perry's mother was very angry at reports from staff about appalling behavior toward them, unreasonable demands, etc., she asked them to leave. Tyler Perry's mother died in 2009. Try again. How stupid is that? How stupid is that? How stupid could you be? How stupid could you be? Well, she went there. She went there. I know. She went there. She tried it. She went there. Let me see here. I'm looking right here now. Okay. Give me 1 second, you guys. Yeah, December the 8th, 2009. That's when she died. So there you have it. So then obviously, this person just made it up. Just made it up. But that's okay. The Sussexes was able to spend time with Tyler Perry's Aunt Medea. And take a look there. The Rangers, Meghan Markle was rude to Tyler Perry's mom, and she even had an argument with her in her own son's home. That's why he kicked them out of his house, out of Medea's safe house. Oh my goodness. I tell you, it's just too easy sometimes. It is just too easy. They make up stuff. They make up stuff. And, I believe some of them make it up on purpose. And then others, peddle the lies just to keep stuff going. Let me see. Every time I see them report anything on Meghan and Harry, it's always a joke, and they just sit there and giggle at her. Let me see. Can't contain themselves to report on the news about. Oh, you're talking about Stefanovic? Yeah. Australian television is quite brutal to the Sussexes. They truly are. They are very brutal. And sometimes I may think it's another news source and click on it by mistake, and I go straight to the history on my YouTube so I can clear them off of the history so that the algorithm doesn't pull more stories toward me. Jacqueline Baltimore, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, and thank you for being a member. Thank you. Okay, so moving on. Oh, all right. Oh, there we go. Let me go back to this. Wait, there it is. Spotted in Tehran, many Iranian women of all ages are ditching their compulsory hijabs and are fearlessly walking unveiled in the streets. Long live revolution. You see that? That woman is clearly violating the rules of the regime, and yet she has decided to forego the head cover, and she's just walking down the street now. The bravery of the women of Iran is something that I will never forget, how brave they have been. And yes, quite a few of them have died because of their defiance of the regime. For what, 40 years they have been living under this government's rules that was very humiliating to women, very damaging to the self-esteem of women. And all this started because a woman who lived in the north went to visit family in the south of Iran, and the modesty police arrested her and they beat her senseless. And at some point, she literally stood up holding her head because she was in such disarray, and collapsed. And they said, "Oh, well, she had a heart attack." She didn't have a heart attack. You killed her. And the people decided that they had had enough. In particular, women, young girls, decided that they had enough. Kids walked out of school. In some cases, even the local police have fought with the authorities. Poverty is rampant. People go to university but have no future. And that is how they've been living in Iran. It's gone from bad to worse. So the women didn't want to take it anymore. And that is why you see this older lady who's been covering her hair for years. She said, "You know what? F it. I'm going to the market and I'm not covering my head." So there you go. Gotta love it. All right, you guys, that is it for today. An hour and 30 minutes. I am impressed with myself. Let me see if the Duchess of Success is coming up. I'm gonna check. I didn't check to see if she was scheduled, but I do know she usually goes on at 3 o'clock my time, so I'm gonna check and see if she's coming up. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to the new members, and I'm going to get the list to thank everybody who donated today. But let me check and see if Anne is coming. Yes, 3 p.m. And I will be long gone by then. Is that today? Yes, today, the 28th, 3 p.m. Weekly roundup and squad call-ins. Yes, it's call-in day, you guys. That's always fun, right? Call-in day. So yeah, that is always very cool. I love the call-ins. So yeah, you guys, what if you guys have something you want to get off your chest, or if you want to share something, again, today is call-in day on Duchess of Success. So be sure to have your comments ready. In the meantime, I'm going to check a few of these last comments, and I'm going to leave it here at the book. And let's see here, and then we're going to close it out. B10 Powell says the Iranian women should demand that the men wear pants with their backsides out to see how they would like that. That would be quite a sight, right? I mean, on certain days when they are celebrating in certain cities, I've actually seen that. Except the pants are usually leather rather, but yeah, I've actually seen that. Let me see. Okay. Maritz V, hello. You want to say hi to a few people? Thank you so much for that. Church Nelly says The Sixth Sense was amazing. I didn't realize that Bruce Willis' character. Are you what do you call it? Spoiling the movie? Church Nelly? I won't participate in that, but yeah, I didn't realize it either. I don't know how anybody would have figured that out, but I certainly didn't. Okay, so thank you for the PayPal I received earlier. And yesterday, I got a couple of Cash Apps. Thank you so much for the Cash Apps yesterday. Again, I don't want to say the name in case it's different on the social media. Also, let me see the list for today. Where is the list for today? All right, so for today, Wow, that's a long list. B10 Pow, 10 months of membership. Ann Bennett, 5 months of membership. Sani, thank you for the super chat or sticker. Thank you, Elaine Parker, for what I believe was a super chat. Audrey Teschner, chat. Alma Andrews, super chat. Or no, sticker. Let me see. And Whoopi Rock, one, thank you so much for the super sticker chat. And thank you, Black Queen, Angela R. Black Queen, thank you times two, rather. And then Angela R., thank you for the super chat. Jocelyn Young, official Lauren Brown, super chat. Green Nix, Kim Peaches, Diamond Blue, Palmer Rose, thank you all for the super chats and super stickers. And thank you, Jacqueline Baltimore. All right. Okay. And so, you know what, guys? I am done. I think we're good with the comments, right? Sonia Green, it's okay. I am so glad you are here. Thank you so much. Went to watch Success. Oh, episode 12, who will be? Yes, that's the one. That's the one about the spare, right? Oh, Sonia Green, thank you so much. I am going to post that in the community tab. I promise. I'm going to try not to forget anyway. But yes, that is the one where hello, Ivy here, spoke so eloquently, but yet so much information was shared when she spoke about the whipping boy and girl. So hashtag spare Ivy Barrel. So yeah, you guys have to see that one. And please, you guys, do subscribe to Ivy's channel. Ivy has been doing some very important work. The squad can learn so much from Ivy, and a lot of us are already signed up. And Ivy is a personal favorite of mine because of the in-depth analytics that she used to describe what is going on in that institution. I mean, she goes deep. So it's like the most unforgettable time you can spend on a Sussex friendly channel. I'll just say that. So let me see. That was episode 12. You know what? I am going to go and dig that out. So when you guys are done with Anne, please, excuse me. You know, I cover my mouth even when I'm here by myself. When I cough, I've been covering my mouth long before the pandemic. It's just a good habit, you know. I don't do the elbow. I usually raise my shirt in front of my mouth, or if I'm wearing a coat, the inside of the jacket. I can't do the elbow. That looks weird to me. So let me see. Sussex Global UK. I will find that. If you guys want to go ahead and jump over with Anne, go on to episode, let me see, 12, right? Oh, Pomerose, let's see. You have a super chat. That cover screams, I'm not defeated, but delivered, destined, and yes, defiant. Get ready. I love that. That is very cool. Thank you so much for saying that. But yes, I get all that. I I do. Harry is serving it. I told you, no matter how you slice it, it just says King Harry. Good King Harry. Oh man. Oh, there she is. All right. That I just came across hate channel. Let me go past that. Oh man. They pop up on you, don't they? Okay, I'm trying to figure out the easy way to find that, because if I don't do it while I'm on here, I won't do it. So that's why I have to search while I'm here. So again, if you guys want to jump over to the other channel, go ahead. But I got to do this in the moment. Otherwise, it won't get done. Wow. Ivy has quite a few videos now. I didn't realize. The whipping boy. The whipping boy. If only there was an easier way to find this. Okay, now I see episode 13. That's not the one, though. Are you sure it was 13? Can you just give us the the link? Okay, let me try this. Nope, that didn't work. Anyway, you guys, I will. Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. I see it. Oh, did you say 12 or 13? Because I think it's okay. All right, I got it. Who will be the whipping boy or girl? So I am going to put this link on my channel, and then I'm going to post it to the top. So you guys make sure you have it and watch it later in case I forget to put it on the community tab, but it will be there. And I see you guys are jumping in on Ann's channel. Very good. I will join you guys as I make my lunch. I always eat lunch late. Okay, so I got this. I so got this. Let me talk myself through this. So I'm back on my channel, right? And then I scroll here where I posted that, and then I pin it to the top of the chat. There you have it. So I believe that is the proper episode that you're looking for. If I found out otherwise, I'll let you guys know. All right. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for being here. And as usual, we always have to celebrate the two ladies that made the king and the queen possible. And that is our Queen of Hearts and our Queen of Everything. If not for Doria and Diana, there wouldn't be much of the story that we know today of the Sussexes. So it's that incredible way that they have been instilled with the virtues of their moms that they are possible. So thank you to our queens. All right. And then the last word of the day is what is our last comment? Something profound that pulls us all together. Something that says, okay, perfect. Audrey Teschner says, good night, all squad family and moderators and all in the house. Blessed Friday to all. Sounds like a close to me. Thank you so much, Audrey Teschner. And thank you, moderators. Thank you, subscribers and members. This has not been a Mark Goodson nor a Bill Totson production. And if you've heard that before, you are owed. Speaking of old, I was invited to a Christmas gala for seniors. Can you believe that? I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? I have never been invited to something that was for seniors. Really? How dare you invite me to something for seniors? Am I that old? Oh, I'm outraged. I'm outraged. I'm going too because it's free, but I'm outraged. How dare they? Who do they think they are? As I patiently wait for my AARP tote bag, who do they think they are? And if I don't get that tote bag, I swear. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to go. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Let's ginge ourselves out of here. And I will see you over at Ann's. And don't be surprised if there's a travel video in your future. Okay, hit it. You know what? I'm gonna call in on Duchess of Success. I'm gonna say hi. This is what is that? Oh yeah. Hi. Oh gosh, I'm trying. Okay. Hi. This is Ken Moore. Is your refrigerator running? Well, then you better catch it. Oh yeah, I am so going to call in a prank. I am. Just wait, you guys. You got to get over there because I am about to light it up. You hear me? I'm just kidding. I'm about to go make me something to eat. Okay, y'all. I will see you. How dare they? How dare they? I can't get over it. How dare they? You know what? I should go and not wear my teeth. That's what I'm going to do. How about if I go and I don't have my teeth in? How about that? Huh. How dare they? I am just outraged. I am morally outraged. How dare they? First the AARP card and now this? Those people are sick. They're just sick. Oh. I mean, what am I, some over-caffeinated chubby baby boomer? How dare they? Anyway, you guys. Okay, I'm gone. Love you guys. I'm going to end broadcast. See you over at. They're going to have call-ins today. I love the call-ins. Okay, bye, you guys.